This closing lesson of Module 2 turns everything you've learned about AVD, Windows 365, Citrix DaaS, and Omnissa Horizon into a practical decision framework. We'll walk 6 criteria that actually drive real platform choices, build a weighted scoring matrix together, and see why most real organizations land on a mixed platform outcome rather than a single winner. The first criterion is existing investments, the licensing, admin skills, and infrastructure an organization already has, which creates real switching costs. The second is cloud strategy, whether the company is standardizing on Azure, AWS, multi-cloud, or staying on-premises. These two can conflict directly, for example a Citrix-heavy shop under an Azure-first mandate, and a good engineer surfaces that tension rather than hiding it. The third criterion is the persistent versus pooled mix, which depends entirely on the shape of the actual user population, and it often produces different answers for different groups within one company. The fourth is protocol and peripheral needs. Specialized USB devices, high DPI CAD work, or difficult WAN conditions have historically favored Citrix HDX, though RDP ShortPath and Blast Extreme have closed much of that historical gap. The fifth criterion is budget model, fixed, predictable per-user pricing like Windows 365, versus variable, consumption-based billing like AVD, which is as much a finance and risk tolerance question as a technical one. The sixth is compliance and sovereignty, data residency and regulatory constraints that can eliminate an otherwise strong option outright, no matter how well it scores everywhere else. To build the matrix, put the platforms as columns and the 6 criteria as rows. For each cell, assign a weight reflecting how much that criterion matters to this specific customer, and a score from 1 to 5 reflecting how well that platform satisfies it. Multiply weight by score in each cell and sum each column to get a structured, defensible starting point for your recommendation. The scoring matrix is a decision aid, not a decision maker. Always sanity check the numeric outcome against qualitative factors it can't capture, like a looming merger, a key admin's skill gaps, or a vendor relationship the customer values. A recommendation that shows the matrix and explains a judgment call that overrides it is far more credible than one that hides behind the numbers alone. Because session mix and protocol needs vary by user population rather than by company as a whole, the framework is best applied per population. A single enterprise might reasonably land on AVD pooled host pools for call center staff, Windows 365 for executives and contractors, and Horizon or Citrix retained for a CAD team with legacy peripheral needs. Recommending that kind of mixed outcome is usually the more sophisticated, more defensible answer than forcing a single winner. Module 2 is complete. You can now name, describe, and choose between every major VDI platform in the 2026 market, and you have a scoring framework you'll reuse directly in the Module 7 migration assessment capstone. Next, Module 3 goes deep on Azure Virtual Desktop Infrastructure specifically, architecture, networking, session hosts, deployment, autoscale, and disaster recovery, mapped directly to AZ-140's largest exam domain.